Thank you, everybody. Go ahead and snap away. I just wanted to say that I know that my fans have a cult-like appreciation for my channel and its content, but we're not here to talk about me and the phenomenon that is the fancy action now. We're here to talk about a very special place on the interwebs where people can go and get high quality games for their systems that they normally would not be able to afford otherwise. We are talking about Retrogamer and Backups. Let me say that again. We are here to talk about Retrogamer and Backups and to recognize them as one of the finest purveyors of reproduction games, modded consoles, cases for existing games, and many other high quality products that are available to everyone. So I'm going to recommend, and I'm going to stand behind the brand of Retrogamer and Backups for anybody that appreciates the Sega Genesis, the Sega Saturn, the Super Nintendo, the N64. Gamers of all types and stripes can find a home at Retrogamer and Backups. So let's go ahead and give it up for Retrogamer and Backups. Let's have a wonderful show to celebrate this unique and high quality purveyor of reproduction games and other gaming swag, the likes of which can create an intense feeling of euphoria and hysteria in the gaming faithful. Give it up for Retrogamer and Backups. Peace out. How you doing, gamers? This is El Viejo Toro for The Fancy Action Now, and this is a very special episode because I am going to be promoting in this particular episode RetrogamerandBackups.com. RetrogamerandBackups.com. You've heard about them on my channel before, but this is a full commercial for them, a tribute to them and the business that they do and the work that they do. And again, you may not feel that way about retro and repros. This again goes back to repros and how you feel about repros. I don't have any problem with repros. I have already discussed at length on my channel, but Retrogamer and Backup is a premier repro provider. Okay? Premier repro provider. I want to give you a look at one of their products that I purchased from them. I want you to recommend, okay, cut. I want to recommend that you go out to RetrogamerandBackups.com. They're also on Facebook, but go visit their website and see the fantastic products that they have on offer of the highest quality. And if you read their comments, you go out to their Facebook or you read the comments on the website on the products, it's always about the quality, which is what I found to be ironic, because that's what I think about Retrogamer and Backups is the level of quality that they produce in their products is fantastic. So you feel like proud to have these items in your collection. And it opens doors for stuff that you might not normally have access to or the budget for, etc., etc. That's why in this particular case, when you're dealing with a retro at the Saturn gen or the Genesis era, that kind of stuff where it's 20 years ago, or better. I don't have that big of an issue with repros. Now, if you take something that, like I've said in the past, if you take an active franchise and you're bootlegging an active franchise and you're running off China copies and selling them in the flea market, that's shady. All right, that's shady. This to me is acceptable and even respectable, okay? And they do such a beautiful job. I want to show you, this is my copy of Bare Knuckle 3. Bare Knuckle 3. I've done a full review of this on my channel. It's out there. Look at the case. Look at the case. I mean, can you tell the difference between this case? Because there is none. There is none. Here you go. Here you go. Now, there's no book. There's no book. You're not going to get a manual with it. But you can print a manual or acquire a manual if you wish. But this is the original box art. It is in the classic Sega clamshell case. Here is the art on the, here's this, look at this, it's a repurposed Sega cart. So it's a genuine Sega cart. And look at the sticker on that. Look at the sticker on that thing. Now, let's go take a look at the price. Now, the other thing that you may or may not realize when you buy this repro from Retrogamer and Backups, it's also translated. So it's the original game from Japan, which is the superior version. This one has the superior music. It has all the cut content. There was cut content from the American version. This has all the original content. It has the better soundtrack. That is worthy. I mean, it's not as good as 1 or 2. I mean, I personally think like 2 had the best soundtrack, but 1 was a fantastic soundtrack as well. But the Japanese version has a worthy soundtrack on this card. So you get the Japanese version of the game translated with the original music. I mean, it's the best of all worlds from Retrogamer and Backups. And look at the quality of this package. I mean, it's flipping amazing. It's flipping amazing. So we're going to go out to Retrogamer and Backups. There we are. Now I'm going to go into Genesis, right on their shop link. We're going to go to Genesis games with case option. Not all their games that they sell have a case option, but this one does. Now I have purchased another game from them like this, which is Eliminate Down, which is a very famous shooter that was released only in Japan. Very short run, only a few thousand units were made. It is probably the most visually stunning shooter on the Genesis. And if you're going to pick up a copy, it is somewhere between the 2,500 and 5,000 mark if you're going to get an original copy. And then you need either a modded Genesis or a Mega Drive from Japan to play the thing. Eliminate Down, again, you get the translated copy, you get the cartridge in the case, and you get to play that right on your American Genesis, no hassle. I mean, just amazing. I'm looking down some of the games. There's a Musha. Like if you want to acquire Musha, but you don't want to spend $500. Pulseman, The Punisher, Splatterhouse games, Contra Hardcores, Crusaders of Senti, again, one of the most expensive ones. But we're going to go find Glade Lancer, another one. Alien Soldier is probably my next one. Alien Soldier is $29.99. Here's Eliminate Down, $29.99. Okay? Eliminate Down, $21 or $29.99. We're going to keep going. This is a great option too because you can get the case only. He'll send you a case. So like me, I've got Michael Jackson Moonwalker, but I don't have the case. I can get a case and have it, beautifully displayed with my other games. Zero Wing, you get the American translation of Zero Wing for $29.99. So basically, game in a case. Gunstar Heroes, $29.99. Grindstormer, Golden Axe 3, Rockman, Twinkle Tail, Truxton. Let's see. I'm trying to find Bare Knuckle. I think I probably passed it. But it's good that we go through these, right? El Viento.
There you go. El Viento would be one I'd pick up. Rent a Hero, probably not. Fantasy 2 Adventures. Phantasy Star 2 Adventures. All 8 adventures on one cartridge. So Phantasy Star 2 had a series of smaller games. I mean, listen up to this if you're a Phantasy Star fan and a Sega fan. Phantasy Star 2 Adventures, all 8 adventures on one cartridge. You can play the entire import series translated here from Retrogamer and Backups. Wow. Wow. That's all I have to say is wow. Comic Zone, Shining Force 2. He's got all like Shining Force 1 and 2 and Shining in the Darkness on one cartridge with a custom case. Streets of Rage 3. He calls it Streets of Rage 3. It's not Bare Knuckle 3, it's Streets of Rage 3. I got the Bare Knuckle copy, which I'm glad I got that before he changed it. It's $29.99, $30. $30. Case, game, ready to go. In this case, translated. Wow. That's all I have to say. Yeah. So that's the Sega Genesis. I mean, god dang, it's like you just want to run wild because it's like all these games, all these import games, you can play them right on your original hardware. You don't need a Retron or any of that. You just play them right on your Genesis. And again, look at the quality. This is a Genesis, this is a case. Look at the case. Yeah, it's a reproduced case, but it's an identical case. Look, it's an original Sega cartridge case. Look at the art. Look at the shine on that. Look at the sticker. I mean, it's perfect. It's perfect. The quality that goes into this stuff. I mean, it even looks like a machine puts a sticker on it because it just looks perfect. Now, the other game, I just got one of these in August, and it just made me so happy. He sent it to me like super fast. I said, I messaged him on Facebook, and I said, dude, I'm so excited about that game. Please get it to me ASAP. I want to do like a full episode on you guys, and this is it. And he's like, oh man, I'm going to get it out today for you. This was in my Holy Grail video, and it still is because it's not the original, all right? But I get to play Tyra Maru on the Sega Saturn, the full version of the game. This isn't translated, it's just the original game. Look at that disc. Shinrei Jusatsushi Tyra Maru. Look at that, right? These are his cases that he gives you for the Sega Saturn. So it's kind of a long case. It's like a mini DVD case. And that's all you really need because you're getting a disc, you're getting a case, you're getting the game artwork, and that's it. Now look at the game artwork. Look how nice that is. Look how nice it is. All of it. It's all the original artwork. He puts a little Sega Saturn up there for you. And I was so pleased to get this game. It plays, it's so weird. It's Time Warner Interactive. One of the best games for the Sega Saturn came out of Time Warner. It's like, wow. Okay. So, Tyra Maru is one of the most sought after games of the Sega Saturn. It is hundreds of dollars, as we've gone through, like we talked about in my Holy Grail video. An original copy of that game was $800. $800 for Tyra Maru. And a year ago it was $500. And a year before that it was $300. Okay, so that game is incredibly sought after. You're going to need $1,000 if you want to play an original version of that game. But here, you can play Tyra Maru for this game for $15. This is $15 for this original reproduction from Retrogamer and Backups. Do yourself a favor. If you've coveted this game, if you wanted to play this game, I have played it. I actually received this right before my daughter and I left to view the eclipse in South Carolina. I got it in the mail right before we left that morning. And I played this for half an hour. I actually delayed our departure because I didn't want to die on the road in some freak accident and have never played Tyra Maru. I'm like, I have to sit here and play this game for 30 minutes. And I did. And it is a wonderful game. Fully 3D polygon backgrounds that the screen pivots and changes, and it's just fantastic. Beautiful level of depth. Japanese occult monsters in this thing. Creepy lady spiders, and I mean, just weirdness. And it is just a fantastic game. YouTube, go to YouTube and just put in Tyra Maru. It's Tyra Maru, just so you get that right. But I can't capture off my Saturn. That's the other thing about Sega Saturn. You don't find the emulators for the Sega Saturn like you do on other systems. It's just a difficult to emulate system, and you just can't go out there and play these games on an emulator. That's why they command such a high dollar amount. A lot of games, when emulators came out, a lot of the bottom dropped out of like some of these retro games like Genesis and other systems that are relatively easy to emulate. The Saturn is a pain in the butt to emulate, so there you have to play the original game on the original hardware for the most part. But Retrogamer and Backup gives you access to games like Tyra Maru that are $1,000 to acquire. The other game that I have from them, and this case is also beautiful and impeccable, is Radiant Silvergun. Also another game that costs several $100s if you want the pleasure to play. So I've heard so much about Radiant Silvergun. Here's the artwork on the back. And here is what you get. And it is an impressive piece of merch. It's an impressive piece of merch. So now I have Tyra Maru and Radiant Silvergun. Both are $15. Now, the one caveat is they require his Sega Saturn, and this is how it comes, the Sega Saturn backup unlocker. So this allows you to play these reproduction titles on your Sega Saturn. It fits right in the back of your Sega Saturn. It does serve as a memory card up and down, and it is a quick access to the game. I mean, it just boots it up, boom, Saturn screen, boom, you're in the game. It's very quick. It's much quicker than the Action Replay. And this is required. So you have to have one of these first, and they run $60 on his website. $60 on his website. So, Retrogamer and Backup, $60 Saturn Unlocker, and then you can play games like this for $15. $15. Tyra Maru, Radiant Silvergun, and that's not all. Let's go and take a look. He's got Master System, 32X, Sega CD, Sega Saturn, and Dreamcast. He's got a couple Dreamcast out there. Panzer Dragoon Saga, translated. Boom. You know, you don't want to pay $500? It's a $35 game. $35 for Panzer Dragoon Saga, probably because it's multiple discs, maybe. Guardian Heroes, $15. Dracula X on that system is $15. Police Knots, $30. Radiant Silvergun, $15. Saturn Bomberman, $15. Panzer Dragoon, the regular one, $15. Panzer Dragoon 2, $15. Datsugun, that shooter that's going for what? What is it? Is it 500 or 700 now? $15. Datsugun. There's only 3 pages. I'll go through them. Astal, Shining the Holy Ark, Herc's Adventure, In the Hunt, Elevator Action. It's a great game. I'm able to play that. I've been able to play that on an emulator. Elevator Action Returns. It's an awesome game. $15. Blast Wind. $15. Deep Fear. He charges quite a bit for Deep Fear. Deep Fear is $27. Shinobi Legends, $15. Digital Pinball Necronomicon, $15. Lunacy, $27. Darius Gaiden, $15. Wipeout Excel, $15. Page 3, this is it. Mega Man 8, $15, and Return Fire, $15. So that's what he has on offer for the Sega Saturn import scene. Amazing, amazing stuff. So it's really about playing the game. It's not about like, at some point, playing Tyra Maru, I just want to play the game. And I can't get it emulated. So, at least as far as I know, and I like playing on the original hardware. So it's like, boom, I've got a game for $15 after I pay for the unlocker, okay, that I can, just access a game that's going for $800 and play it and enjoy it, okay, and have an aesthetically pleasing copy. I don't have some CD here with black magic marker on it, okay? I've got a beautiful copy from Retrogamer And Backups, and the Genesis, it's even tighter than, it's just wonderful. Just wonderful. So I can't say enough about Retrogamer And Backups. He also sells the regular action replays. He's got an action replay without the memory card function that I think is like $30, and then with the memory card function I think it's around $50. But let me see. Game accessories, game consoles and accessories. Let's see. He's got TurboGrafx CD out here. Sega Saturn accessories. So the Saturn locker is $60. The bare unlocker without any memory function is $30. Oh, and the regular action replay 4MB Plus is $32.99. That's a little cheaper than you'll find it out on the interwebs, dude, sometimes on eBay. So, but you have to have his unlocker to play these. Just to be clear, if you're going to get these, you need this. You can't use this with it, okay? You can use this with regular imports. But you can use this with regular imports too. So, but like I said, if you want his reproductions, you have to have the unlocker. The unlocker will work with regular imports. I recommend his unlocker above this, because this is so much faster and more stable. So, Retrogamer And Backups, tell him Fancy Action Now sent you. Go check out his webpage. It's www.com or www.retrogamerandbackups.com. Genius. Quality, fantastic, opens doors for your retro gaming experience. Before I go, I know I might get a little heat off of not looking at, well, does he have any Nintendo stuff? All right. Nintendo, let's go look. He's got consoles for sale. He's got modded consoles for sale, and a whole lot more. But let me go see Nintendo games and cases. All right, so we've got Demon's Crest, Sunset Riders, Hagane. You want a copy of Hagane? Boom! It's in an original SNES cartridge, and it plays right on your system. Hagane. Earthbound. It's got a special case for it. Dracula X. Turtles in Time. Secret of Mana 2, Wild Guns, Knights of the Round, Final Fight 3, Pocky and Rocky 1 and 2 on one cartridge. I love when he does that. He bundles them up, and it's so convenient. Because it reduces clutter too, it just reduces clutter. Easy Flash TV bundle. I'm going to have to look into that. Final Fight Guy, King of Dragons, Mega Man, Ninja Gaiden Trilogy, Turrican 1 and 2 on one cartridge, Sunset Riders and Wild Guns on one cartridge. I mean, that is a no-brainer. And how much is it? That one's $45. Space Megaforce, $35. Mega Man 7, $35. Final Fight Guy, 35 bucks. Let's see. Now look at this one. Now this might wet your whistle right here. Zelda Ancient Stone Tablets, weeks 1 through 4. So again, that was that little installment thing that people in Japan had access to, but we didn't. He's taken all 4 episodes, all 4 weeks, and put them into one cartridge for $55. Hello! R-Type 3 is 37. Superfire Pro Wrestling X, 50 bucks. Turtles in Time and Tournament Fighters, Turtles Tournament Fighters, one cartridge, 45 bucks. Star Fox Legacy Custom Blue cartridge, 100 bucks. Earthbound Halloween Hack cartridge, 47 bucks. Wow. I mean, and the list goes on and on and on. Secret of Mana 1 and 2 on one cartridge. It's a clear cartridge. He does a custom clear cartridge for you. That one's 60 bucks. So he really goes out of his way to give you a wonderful package. And you can get them with a case. It's like a clamshell. Like he has an Earthbound clamshell, 40 bucks. I mean, you can get these also with a real case. It's like, wow, man. N64 gaming case. I don't know if there's any regular NES consoles. I don't know if he does NES. I don't think he's doing NES. He is doing the N64. N64 games and case option. Bomberman 64, Clay Fighter Sculptors Edition. Mario Kart 64 with a case. Conker's Bad Fur Day with a case. Legacy of Darkness Castlevania with a case. Mario Party 3 with a case. These are 50 bucks. These are 50 bucks. So you get the N64 cartridge and you get the case, 50 bucks. So cool. So cool. So he does repairs, he does mods. Look up Retrogamer and Backup. Fancy Action Now highly recommends him. He gets our highest recommendation. Go out there and check him out. He's responsive to his customers. You can tell that he loves it. He loves it. He's got a, I think he's got a YouTube channel, I think, is Teddy Rubskin. The Sega Genesis Geek. Click to watch reviews on games, movies, snacks, and more. I don't know, it looks like he's doing some kind of a puppet show. Little puppet show. I love it. Anyway, I haven't checked it out yet. I will definitely go check it out. But you go check out Retro Gamer and Backups. Do it now because it is an outrageous source for everything that you need to experience the games that most of us cannot afford and maybe don't want to afford at that price. If I had $800 and all I had to do was spend it on games, if somebody said, look, here's 800 bucks, you just have to spend it on games, am I going to go out and buy one copy of Tyra Maru? Maybe I should, because then I could retire when it appreciates since like $10,000. I don't know, I doubt it. I would go to Retro Gamer and Backups, get myself a $15 copy of Tyra Maru, and play the heck out of that like I intend to do. Peace. Yo, I just want to say my new nickname is One Take Jake, because I did that intro in one take. Believe it or leave it. That's all I have to say. Believe it, leave it, cheese it. It ain't easy being One Take Jake, baby. But I make it happen. Peace. Well, does he have any Nintendo stuff?